Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today I'm going to show you how to set up your ExpressLRS module on your TBS Tango 2. I'm Jeff with Titan FPV, and you're going to acquire some knowledge today. I've had a few requests on a previous video on how to set up a model on your Tango 2 for ExpressLRS. And in today's video, that's what we're going to do. All right, so from the main screen, you are going to long press the click wheel and go into the model select screen there. And you can just long press on any model and you're going to hit create a model. But before we do this, I want to show you something. You need to make sure that you have your setup in the right channel order. I fly mode 4. Most people in the US and the world fly mode 2, so your channel order will be different. You can set your channel order by long pressing the menu button. Hit your page over until you're going to run into the radio setup. It's all the way down at the bottom. You can scroll all the way up and it will go to the bottom. And as you see, I'm flying mode 4. If you fly mode 2, you'll want to adjust this to mode 2 or whatever mode that you fly in. Okay, back to the model creation. We're going to long press the scroll wheel, click on model select, and then we're going to select any model, long press, and you're going to hit create model. Okay, this is going to be a multi-rotor. So you'll select multi-rotor, and then I just go ahead and page on over through. And then I'm going to long press. All right, so we'll go ahead and exit out. Hit the menu button one time. This is where you're going to update the name of your model. We're going to call this one ELRS 2 in my case, because I already have a model set up. If you long press the click wheel, that will change it to a capital or lowercase letter, and then just click it once to tab over to the next letter. Like I said, you probably won't have a 2 here because this is going to be your initial model here. All right, and then you can exit out of that. And then you're going to, I scroll up, so it automatically goes to the bottom. This is where you can turn your warnings off for your switches when the Tango power's on. I just leave that. This is the external module. And since we're running the Slim Pro in this case, you're gonna want to enable that. ExpressLRS also runs on the Crossfire protocol, so you're gonna select CRSF. And that's all the settings you need for that. If you notice, the flashing yellow light has stopped because the model is no longer set to use the Tango's internal Crossfire module. It is set to use the external module. If you can see, it's kind of faint there, but the red LED is glowing there on my Slim Pro, so it does have power. You want to make sure that you attach your antenna because you can burn up the module for a transmitter if you do not have an antenna attached. We can go ahead and page over here. You got your flight modes and your inputs. We're going to go over to our mixer here. Now by default, it's already selected channel 5, which is going to be your aux 1 channel. So you're going to have the 4 main channels. The first 4 channels are for your stick inputs. And then the remaining channels are going to be for your switches. The first aux, which is channel 5, by default on the Tango is going to set to ARM, which is how I have mine. And to edit the mixer, you're going to go down to the channel that you'd like, long press the click wheel, and you're going to hit edit. ARM is fine for me. And then you're going to go down to your source, and this is what actual switch is going to enable that function. So click on the source, select that, and then we're going to use A, which it's already set up to. So now this is my arm switch when this is depressed. All right, you can go ahead and exit out of that and go back to this menu. For the second aux channel, I like to use my beeper or my buzzer switch. So we'll select that one. Beeper is fine. Now, as you see, it's set to SA, which is the same as your arm switch. That's not what we want. You can put these in whatever location that you want. These are just how I run them on my Tango. So you're going to select that one. And in this case, I like to use my beeper on SD. So as you see, it changes to SD. And then you can hit exit. All right, now we've got our arm switch and our beeper. For the third aux, which is channel 7, I like to use this as my mode switch. You're going to edit that one. We're going to call it mode. Now, there's 3 different modes that I primarily use, so I'm going to use this 3-position switch here, which is B. And then you just toggle that. And now that is your mode switch. For the final channel, I'm going to set that as the flip over after crash, but most of us call that turtle mode. So we're going to change that to turtle. And then we're going to I use this switch. So by default, this is off, and I set mine to the middle position for turtle mode. All right. And then you're just going to exit out. All right, and that's pretty much it, how we have our 4 main aux channels. So from channels 5 to 8, that's how we're set up. So we're pretty much done on the Tango here. Yes. We're just going to use Betaflight to go ahead and bind our receiver. Go ahead and plug your quad up. All right, let's get connected. And then we're going to go into our receiver tab. Now, if you have an SPI receiver, it should already be set up to SPI-RX support by default. Betaflight 4.3 is still in beta status. So you're just going to leave this blank for provider. Make sure your channel order is correct. This is the correct channel order for my Tango TAER1234. And you're going to just hit the bind receiver function here. And that's going to put your SPI receiver into bind mode. All right, we're going to head back over to our controller. And we're going to, you want to make sure that you load up the ExpressLRS Lua script. Depending on what version of ExpressLRS you're running, you can download that in the configurator and it will download the corresponding Lua script there. I'm not running ExpressLRS version 2.0 yet. I believe that's still in release candidate 3. So this is going to be ExpressLRS 1.2, I believe. You're going to long press the menu button to get to your SD card, and you're going to pull up the tools menu. You're going to load up the ExpressLRS Lua script. All these SPI models or SPI boards are set up to 500 hertz by default. The only problem with that is on the Tango that it will only currently run 250 hertz. So you can go ahead and set the packet rate to 250 hertz, and then we'll have to go in here and change this here. You're going to get some dropouts on 500 hertz, but I'm going to show you how to fix that. Okay, and then once your quad is in bind mode, you're going to go ahead and just hit the bind button on here. Click that, and that's in bind mode. Restart your quad. It should be bound there to your Tango. All right, we're going to have to update the refresh rate setting in order for our Mobula to work correctly with our Tango 2. All right, we're going to hop into the CLI tab, and per the ExpressLRS website, we're going to set the RF mode to 1, which is going to be 250 Hertz, or the Mobula won't play right with the Tango. We're going to just copy and paste here, and we're going to set it to 1 for 250 Hertz, and then you're going to go ahead and hit enter, and then you'll hit save. And now you're going to go back into the ExpressLRS Lua script and change your packet rate down to 250 Hertz. And I haven't noticed any issues there. Running 250 Hertz, it's plenty fine for me, and I believe you will get longer range than on 500 Hertz. We're going to hop back into Betaflight. Once the receiver is connected, you can pull up your modes tab. You're going to go ahead and add a range for ARM. Now you can set this to auto, and whatever switch you flip, it will go ahead and find out that switch and just auto populate that. Or if you know what channel you have set up, you can just go ahead and manually select this. So ARM's always going to be on aux 1 for me. So I believe it should be on ExpressLRS. So set that to aux 1 because that's how we have our Tango set up. And as you see, when I depress the switch, it's going to go ahead and recognize that the input is correct there. So this middle slide, or this yellow portion here in the center, is the range that your switch will go to activate. By default, it's in this position, in the off position, and this is just a 2-position switch, so we want to put it all the way over to the right. aux 1 is set for ARM. So these are the modes that I generally run, is angle and horizon mode. Horizon mode being stability mode. And that's going to be our modes. So we're going to add a range for that. If you remember, we set that to aux 3, the 3rd channel. So we're going to go ahead and go down to aux 3. This is going to be a 3-position switch. Angle mode will be in the 2nd position, and that's fine. The 1st position, the off switch, it's acro mode, but we're running air mode on this particular quad, so it will be listed in the OSD as air mode, but that, just know that that is going to be actually acro mode. We can check that. When you toggle it to the 2nd position, it's going to go over to the middle here. This is a 3-position. We're going to do the same thing for horizon. Now this is on the same channel, so we're going to also want to set that one to aux 3. And we're going to go ahead, I'll show you. You can just click the switch here and it will show you it's going to move it to aux 3. It auto detects that. But in this case, we want to make sure that this is set all the way over. So the 3rd position is going to be stability mode or horizon mode in this case. And we're going to go down here and we're going to add our beeper or our buzzer. You're going to go ahead and add the range there. If you remember, this was set to the 2nd channel, and this is a 2-position switch. We're going to go into aux 2, and then it's all the way over to enable the beeper or the buzzer. Okay, so that's working great. And we're going to set up the final channel, which is going to be your flip over after crash or turtle mode. We're going to go in here and we're going to go ahead and add a range. We set this to aux 4, and it's on a 3-position switch, and I like to use the middle position. So this is going to be fine. And we'll just test that. And it looks like that's working great for us there. So when you're done with that, you're going to hit save. And then we're going to go back into the receiver tab and make sure our quad is spinning correctly there. So I'm going to yaw right, yaw left, pitch forward, pitch back, roll right, roll left, and everything is working correctly there. So that's how you check that. And we're going to go into the last piece, which is going to be the OSD. I like to just use link quality or LQ. As you see, I've got that enabled here. And that's just, the first number is going to tell you the refresh rate, and the second number is going to tell you the link quality from 0 to 100, 100 being the best. The Tango only goes up to 250 Hertz, which is going to be 6 on the refresh rate, and 500 Hertz would be 7 there. Hope this video was informative, guys. Got you in the air. If you like this and more tutorial videos, as well as more SharkBite and ExpressLRS content, go ahead and click that notification bell, subscribe, give this video a thumbs up. If you leave a comment down below, I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And we'll catch you in the next one.